Hello, everyone. Diana Lidstone here, and I am here today with Carl Richards. And Carl is going to share with you some of the things that he has accomplished in the last little while working with me and leaving his corporate job. So, Carl, give us your 30-second intro.
I get 30 seconds. I
Yes.
thought I had to narrow it down to five if I could, or seven. Anyways, thank you so much, Diana. So essentially what I do or have been doing lately anyways, is I've been helping entrepreneurs and business owners navigate the still somewhat confusing world rather, of podcasting and demonstrate how they can launch simply with compelling content, usually in 60 days, sometimes less, depending on the plan. So that's what I've been doing.
Awesome. Awesome. And, you and I have known each other for about the last, I would say, 4 years. You were MC for my live events when I did live
Yep.
events. And you've been a client of mine sort of over the course, but I've really seen some huge changes in your business in the last 6 months or so. But in general, if you had to pick one or two things that you were going to say that in general working with me helped you do, what would number one be?
Well, firstly, just commenting about live events. What are they?
Yeah.
Um, Hoping they come back at sometime in the future, which I know they will. So I would say if I had to narrow it down to a couple of things, number one, I think is in working with you is is working on the plan. I think one of the things that some people do, especially when they're at the starting gate in business or if they're an entrepreneur, they have this head full of ideas and they just want to throw it all out there, throw it on the wall, let's see what sticks. And that's for everything. That's for marketing, that's for speaking, if you are speaking, that's for social media engagements, everything. And it's just like, I'm going to turn on Facebook Live and whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. There's no plan. And I have the gift of gab, as you know. That's one of the reasons I was your MC. But also speaking has not been the challenge, but having that plan to speak or market or whatever with a purpose, that's what I didn't have.
Right.
And like a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, when they start, you try everything. And if it doesn't work, you try something else. But what it's helped is not only having the plan, but also focusing and really narrowing in on what's important and finding out who my niche is, who my target audience is, which is also something I didn't know. So all of that work with plan, target market, client avatar, all of those things that you learn, I didn't have any of that. So those are the probably a few things, supposed to be only two, but a few things that I've learned from you is having the plan, working the plan, sticking with the plan, and shifting as you have to, but also making sure that it's a plan. It can change, but there's still a plan in place.
Yeah. So building a business by design and on
Yeah.
purpose with focus, I think is really something that a lot of business owners don't start with. And in a previous conversation, you and I talked about something that I talk about all the time, and that is reverse engineering.
Yes, yes, we have talked about it. And it was one of those things at first I hated. And I think it's not so much I hated it, it just wasn't the way my brain worked. And I think it's entrepreneurs, a lot of them, their brain is, we're forward thinking. We have to think forward. But, reverse engineering and working it backwards means not that you're moving backwards, but it means you look at the end goal. What's the end goal that you want to have? So in the example that you gave for me, it was to fill my program. And one of the things that you said was, okay, well, let's back it up a step. How do you want that program to look? And then what's the first thing we need to do, as opposed to, well, we're going to market and promote and then figure out the program. No, it's like figure out the program, then do the marketing. And in this case, it was a marketing tactic or tool called the workshop week or live launch. But you taught me how to create the program, then create the live launch. What I would have done is I wouldn't have even done the live launch. I probably would have done a webinar and prayed for the best. But you actually said, no, 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 no. Create the program, then create your workshop week or live launch. And I had a hard time wrapping my head around it. But now that I've wrapped my head around it, it's like gold. It's, more please.
And you have done, I talk to my prospects and my clients a lot about this rinse and repeat or
Mm.
predictably profitable marketing, because there is nothing worse than, running all over the place doing that marketing hustle. And you have done it so, so well. So you've grown a Facebook group. right?
Yep.
From zero to
Almost 500. We're almost at 500 people.
right. And so that Facebook group has become basically the source of the prospects who you want to sell your program to and who you do your free workshop with. So that's awesome. You have rinsed and repeated this free workshop week, sold into your program. I think we talked about, was it 4 times?
Yeah, we're on our fourth go around. Yep.
Right. So no reinventing the wheel, just here we go over and over again.
Yep.
Repeat. I mean, you tweaked it like I'm sure I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yep.
You've gone from also local to global.
Global.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Amazing. Good one. Good one.
What's funny is when you're in the process and doing this, you don't know it's happening until you look back and you stop, smell the roses a little bit and go, oh my goodness, I just went global by, rinsing and repeating, doing these steps that
Yeah.
for some people, they never get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Awesome. Awesome. And then so we talked about your monthly income
yeah,
and you wanted monthly income to replace your job.
yeah,
And that's happened. So you've broken the 5K, you're pushing,
yep.
the midway point there on a monthly basis. So that's outstanding. I'm really so proud of you for that.
Thank you.
And then we talked a little bit about a program that I call Expert Advantage, which is going to be actually renamed to your Authority Advantage, but
Right.
that's okay. And you and I talked a little bit about next level thinking to create next level success. So tell me how
Yes.
that impacted you.
Oh my goodness. Firstly, and by the way, this is not a walk in the park. This is not
Work,
easy.
work.
But like you said, it's next level thinking for next level of success. So if you want to break whatever the next level is, you have to do something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way, expecting different results. You're not going to get them. So in this case, what my experience was, it was a phenomenal way to look at things differently and really understanding that there's a reason why the people that you and I both look at, for example, who are doing really successful things in their business, and they sound different than everybody else. How do you sound different than everybody else? You have to do something differently and you have to sound different. And that's what this next level thinking for next level success is about, is not just saying and doing the things that everyone else is doing. Because if you want to cut through the noise and the clutter and the clamor, if you're saying the same things, it's going to sound exactly the same. But if you say it in a way that nobody has ever heard it before and they go, huh, right,
Yeah.
you are what I need. You have exactly what I need, product, service, whatever it is. Now, all of a sudden, you become in that, the category of you are the only option based on that. But that thinking didn't come overnight. But man, oh man, the results from it and the thinking process has changed me immensely for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing some time with us today, Carl. Just out of curiosity, let the listeners and watchers know where they can find you.
Absolutely. You can always send me an email if you want. Ask Carl at carlspeaks.ca. But probably the best thing that I think, certainly if podcasting is on your radar, making some changes to your marketing, I'd invite you to come and check out the Facebook group, which is Podcast Launch Made Simple. You'll see Diana there and a whole bunch of other people who are in the process of either podcasting and having great success with it, or starting to look at it as something that they do for the business. So Podcast Launch Made Simple on Facebook. There's a few questions you have to ask to get in the group. They're really simple though, pretty standard, but do that. You'll be glad you did.
Thank you so much, Carl. So, if any of you are watching this and you are sick and tired of doing what I call the marketing hustle, and if you would like to know a simple 3-step, 1, 2, 3, to get more clients and get some of the results like Carl has gotten, I'd love for you to reach out to me, Diana at dianalidstone.com. Thanks so much. Bye for now.